Alright, so this is a knot that I invented back in 2017, and it is a tie knot that's very interesting in the fact that it involves 2 ties to be able to complete it. I'm very proud of this one. There's not even like 10 of these knots that have been invented. This might be one of the only ones out there right now. But here we go. So I got 2 ties. Here's black and here's pink. I'm sorry if the lighting isn't all that good. But we're going to button the button of the collar. And then we're going to pop up the collar like this. So these ties are pretty long ties, but there's a way that we can fix that towards the end. But I have the black one in front just because I'm used to having the black one in front, and I'm having this I just gotta make sure to it's gotta make sure to have it right at about my belt line there. Alright, I hope this works. Okay, anyway, so we're going to pinch the tie, pinch it in the center, and then fold in the 2 sides like this. And there's a dimple right there, and we're going to bring that over to the center. We're going to take the pink tie and go across like this and around the back like this, and the seam should be facing out. And then we're going to go up through this hole once again, and we're just going to leave it like that for right now. Now we're going to take the black tie and we're just going to cross just straight over like this, just cover up the pink like this. Doesn't require anything too much, but we're just going to go up and over to this side over here. This is my left side here. This is my right side and this is my left, but when the video is done it's going to be opposite. But this is my right side, this is my left side. Alright, so we're going to put this tie out of the way for right now. So taking this, we're just going to cross it over the black one. And we're going to lift up the tie while holding it. And we're going to go in through that hole behind everything that we've done. Like this. So there's a black neck part, but there's a pink front. And then we're going to go just straight inside this part here. We're going to be leaving all of this kind of loose. We're going to bring it over to, this is my right side, so we're going to bring it over to my right. Around the back like this. Now the seam's out. And we're going to place it through this tie, or this loop right here. So this is the Trinity knot when it's done. Now, what do I do with this remaining piece? I don't really like to put my tie behind my neck here unless it's really short. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lift this part of my collar up of the tie. We're just gonna place it down like this, and the seam is out. And that marks the end of the pink tie for right now. Yeah, we can tighten it up just a little, but still try to leave everything a bit loose. This is where things start to get pretty interesting. This part's kind of confusing, so try to watch this closely. Right now we have the smooth side here of the black tie facing out like this. It's the smooth side, but we're going to loop it back over like this. Now the seam should be showing. It's really hard to see here, but we're going to place it through this loop here, and we're going to put it through all the way. All the way through like that, so that nothing else is showing. Now the seam side should be facing out. Magic. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna make it go down. We're gonna do a fold here. We're gonna go down through this loop right here. This pink loop. This is gonna be the start of the alternating colors here. We're gonna go down this way first. So pink, black, and pink. Then we're going to take our finger here, kind of fold it on the finger so the seam side is now up. That is intentional. We're going to place it up through this part right here. And we're going to try our very best not to pull it all the way through, because then it's just going to ruin the whole thing. The final step, and this is tied just like the dread knot that Charlie Trung came up with a while ago. It is a pretty cool knot, but this is like a 2.0 kind of. We're going to stick our finger through this loop and this loop. Reveal the finger there. So right now the seam side is facing out. We're going to do the exact same as what we did before. We're going to make a huge loop here, but now the seam side is facing towards me. We're just going to slide that through both those loops. There we have it. That is the finished knot that we have there. And we're going to do what we did with the pink one, except the black side's longer. And because it is longer, it's going to try to come out of the bottom of the two ties there. But since I tied it low like this, I can then cinch it up, and everything will be a lot easier to finish off with. There's a loop here that we made with the pink tie back there. We're we're going to stick the pink part through that loop. Let's see, we have to make sure everything is smooth. Because if it's not smooth, it's just messy then. We don't want a messy tie, do we? So we gotta make sure that the seam and everything is straight out, just like this, and we can use our fingers to help guide it through that loop, like that, see? And then we're going to do that exact same thing but with the black tie. Through that same loop, it's just behind the pink tie, so you have to make sure it's behind it. And we can use our finger there to guide it through easily. And other than that, we don't need much more adjusting. I did a pretty darn good job with this. And then taking this tie, we're going to fold it up a little bit so that it's not as bulky around the neck when it's completed. We don't want it to look too bulky there. People are going to wonder what you're doing with your tie there. So we're going to use the two big ends here to actually pull up the knot. We're going to hold the knot quite firmly. And with success, I think everything is good to go. And the pink tie was a lot shorter than the black one. That was my mistake. I tried to make everything as perfect as, well, not as perfect, but as even as I could throughout this whole knot. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to look like an alternating pattern, kind of. That's the whole interesting point of it. Fold down the tie, or not the tie, but the collar. And what I like to do is, this isn't necessary, but I like to grab a tie clip. And this is just a regular old tie clip. Holds everything in place so that the two ties don't go flopping everywhere when you're walking around or anything of the sort. So just make sure it's as even as possible, as smooth out as possible, and there we go. This knot has 3 names. I don't know what to call it. I could either call it the alternation knot because of the alternating colors. I could call it the pinwheel trinity knot because it looks like a pinwheel and it's based off the trinity knot. Or I could call it the double dreadnought or the dreadnought 2.0 because it's tied just like the dreadnought by Charlie Chung. But I really hope you enjoyed. I'm super proud of this one. This is probably the best knot I've ever come out with, and I hope you enjoyed.